ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं सस्तनूभिः कृष्ण कृष्ण व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We need to resume from PDF page 14, fourth line from the bottom. Let's read this. We'll read from Tatha Kartaraha. So it is one line, 1-2 lines above. Okay, Tatha Kartaraha. Tatha Kartaraha.
तथा कर्तारः
Karmani phalam cha.
कर्माणि फलं च
Yat shasanat
यत् शासनात्
swam swam kalam
स्वं स्वं कालं
na ativartante
न अतिवर्तन्ते
saha yeshaha mahimā bhuvi
सः एषः महिमा भुवि
loke yasya saha
लोके यस्य सः
yeshaha sarvajñaḥ
एषः सर्वज्ञः
evam mahimā devah
एवं महिमा देवः
divye द्योतनवति
दिव्ये द्योतनवति
सर्वबौध प्रत्यय कृतद्योतने
सर्वबौध प्रत्ययकृतद्योतने
ब्रह्मपुरे
ब्रह्मपुरे
ब्रह्मणः अत्र
गणः अत्र
चैतन्यस्वरूपेण
चैतन्यस्वरूपेण
नित्य अभिव्यक्तत्वात्
नित्य अभिव्यक्तत्वाद्
ब्रह्मणः
ब्रह्मणः
पुरम्.
पुरम्.
Let's pause with that. So just like in Vivek Chudamani, we are now seeing several mantras which are revealing the Jiveshwara Aikyam, Mahavakyam. So you can say this is Mahavakya Vicharaha. in Vivekachudamani, Shankaracharya is taking us step by step. Tat, Tvam, Asi, and before that, Panchakosha Viveka, Shariratraya Viveka, like that he slowly took us. What are the qualities of the student? Before that, what, and then after that, what are the qualities of the teacher? All that was nicely in order. We went. He took us. But here it is not necessarily like that. Upanishad need not be like that. Because Upanishad itself is meant for an adhikari. And so that's the background. So we saw in this mantra, okay, sarvajñaḥ sarvavidyasyaiṣa. So in the Jiveshwaram, this Ishvara is being mentioned as Yaha, sarvajñaḥ, sarvavidyasyaiṣa. The one who is all-knowing, generally all-knowing, sarvajñaḥ, specifically all-knowing, sarvavidyasyaiṣa. Tasya mahimā bhuvi. Okay, we saw that. One whose glory is very obvious even for a child on earth. So everything is wonder. Even if a plant has to bloom and suddenly one day nothing is there, next day five, six yellow flowers are there. It's a wonder. So that mahimā bhuvi we saw. Bhuvi prithivyaṃ, in this earth. All right. Then divye brahmapure hyeṣa. Brahmapure. Vyomanyātmā pratiṣṭhitaḥ. So that's where we paused. We saw that now the Upanishad is connecting samashti to vyashti. Brahmapure, Brahmapura, Puram is going to talk now. That Puram is this city. And Brahmapuram in particular is Brahman is located in the heart. Like that he is going to start saying. The manifestation of the whole in the body, called the jiva, like that. So that connection is being made. Okay. So we were seeing this last time. Brahmapure. Divye Brahmapure. We saw that last time. So that the most effulgent, which is most effulgent, the Brahmapura. That Brahmapura, the space in the heart is not ordinary. And the mind, as we know, mind is always mentioned as the body. The heart is in the body. There is some space, empty space in the heart. In the empty space, there is the mind. And in the mind, Brahman is manifest. Brilliance, as its own brilliance, and manifest as all the thought processes. That is what he said earlier. Sarva Baudha Pratyaya Krita Dyotane. Just that thought, the glory of the thought itself, the Shastram picks up. Among all glories, it picks up, that's the mind. Everything is a glory. The heart has to beat, it's a glory. Constantly it should beat without our giving any second thought to it. What second thought? Even first thought we don't give it. First thought, second thought we don't give. And it's still beating. So all that is a glory. But Sarva Baudha Pratyaya. Pratyaya means vritti. Sarva Baudha vritti. All the thoughts generated in the mind. That itself is a manifestation of the glory of Brahman. That is the proof for us that Brahman is very much here. Like that he is saying, Shankaracharya. We saw that. Where is all this happening? Brahmapura. And he explained that. Brahmanaha atra chaitanya swarupena nitya abhivyaktatvat. We stopped there, I think. So he's telling why. Atra means in that heart, in that Brahmapura, atra, here. Okay. Chaitanya swarupasya nitya abhivyaktatvat. Nitya abhivyaktam. Abhivyaktam means manifestation. Because constantly that Chaitanyam is manifest in that Brahmapura. Brahmanaha. Who is manifest? Brahmanaha. That is Brahman. That Brahman, which is the essence of sarvajñaḥ, which is the essence of sarvavit, that Brahmanaha atra Chaitanya Swarupena. Sanskrit students, Ittam Bhute Tritiya. So, Chaitanya Swarupena means that Chaitanya, because Chaitanyam, see, you can't say the wall is conscious. It doesn't complain. You're leaning too much on me. All that, it doesn't complain. No consciousness at all. Nowhere consciousness you can see. All walls and things and all that. Tree also, it's conscious, but it's unmoving. Hard to talk to the tree, hard to engage with the tree. Unless you are a gardener, you love plants, then you can start talking to the plants. Every flower plants, vegetable plants, this plant and on money plant and all that, they used to grow all these things. All that is works. But otherwise, where is the Chetanatva? Not there. That is why he is saying Atra. Until now, he didn't talk about Chetanatvam. Now only he is bringing consciousness, because only in this mind, consciousness is there in the body, no doubt. And to appreciate consciousness, there must be something must be there. That something is the human mind. No, nothing other than the human mind can appreciate consciousness. Chit, Chaitanyam. That is what it is. Chaitanya Swarupena Nitya Abhivyaktatva. Nitya, always. Whether I am aware of this or not, constantly happening. Until somebody asks you, are you conscious? Are you conscious means what? I thought what are you talking about? What do you have in mind, we will ask. What are you thinking? So that is the idea here. Nitya Abhivyaktatvat. I think we also saw that Manisha Panchakam Shloka, Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu, all that we saw. We will, so that's the idea there. So that it's Satyam we can appreciate in the universe. Satyam, existence, because things exist, So I can appreciate Sat in the Jagat. But consciousness to appreciate, I have to come to my mind. I have to look at myself. And then appreciate that Chaitanyam. All right. Chaitanya Swarupena Nitya Abhivyaktatvat. Let's read this, okay? And this we saw. Okay, we saw this. Brahmanaha Puram Hridaya Pundarikam. Brahmanaha Puram. The city of Brahman. City of Brahman. It looks like some of the movies and all, English movies, they used to have the city of something, Greek name and all they will give, I forgot all those things. So like that, it looks like city of Brahman. Okay. And what is that city of Brahman? Can it be clear? Yeah. Hridaya Pundarikam. Pundarika is lotus. Pundarika Varadha. So Pundarika is a lotus. And then Puram. That heart which is like the lotus. It is supposed to be like the lotus also, as we during the day, which is like the lotus. That is the city. That is what? That is the city of Brahman. Like that, Shastram says. And you can put a full stop here. What is there? Yeah. Okay, here there is no full stop. You can put a full stop. PDF probably has. Gita Plus, you can put a full stop. Okay, next. Tasmin Yat Vyoma Tasmin Vyomni Akashe Hrit Pundarika Madhyaste Pratiṣṭhitaḥ Iva Upalabhyate. Yeah.
धन्यवाद.
So, tasmin. Tasmin means what? The moolam says vyomni. Hopefully you're marking the moolam words which is there in the PDF highlighted. But if the highlight is not clear, make sure you mark it with the red or something, or the circle or something like that. So vyomni is the word in the moolam which Shankara is commenting. Thus vyomni means in vyoma. In vyoma means what? Tasmin. Tasmin. Kasmin. In that brahmapure, in the brahmapure, tasmin, yad vyoma, that space, vyoma is space, the empty space, cavity. Heart has a cavity, it seems, and so that heart, in that space, tasmin vyomni, and can it be clear? Yes, akashe. Yeah, just to be sure, Vyoman. Vyoma is space, but Shankaracharya is giving the meaning. Vyomni Akashe. Akashe. Hrit, where is that Akasha? Once again, he's clarifying. Hrit Pundarika Madhyaste. That Akasha, which is situated in the middle, that empty space, which is situated stha in the middle, Madhya, of the Pundarika, the lotus, heart, Hrit. The lotus, which is the heart. You have to come from back to front as usual. So that space, in that space, something is going to happen. Okay, like that he's saying. So now we know in the body. Okay, Brahman is all pervasive. Sarvajñaḥ, okay, is Brahma, and then now come to the body, because all pervasive Brahma is of no use to me. So what Brahma is all pervasive? You are giving me more information. And more information. WhatsApp, it sounds like WhatsApp. WhatsApp gives all this information, useless information. And suddenly you found out it is 11 p.m. 11 p.m. What did I do today? What did I do today? You only have to tell me what I did. Why are you asking me? I don't know what I did today. It all flew like this. Nothing flew. Time it took your clock. It was just going like this. It didn't go round like this. Everybody is seeing the same time only. And so, there's no problem there. But then, like that, you tell me sarvajñaḥ Brahman sarvam kalvidam Brahma and all. If you say, it is just another information for me. The only time that information is useful for me, revolutionary for me, is if I can connect myself to the Brahman. Otherwise, it is of no use. All right. That is accepted. So, Brahman to Deha, or Jagat Brahman to Deha, Deha to Hridaya, Hritpundarikam, then Hritpundarika Madhyaste, Vyoman, empty space, and then Tasmin Vyomni. We'll have to continue up to that, right? So where did we first get introduced to that Vyoman? Periodically it will keep on coming. We've seen it many times. And we also saw in Kathopanishad, Angushta Purushaha. Angushta Matra. That space, the size of the space also Yama is telling. Angushta Matra, size of the thumb. And I'm just, when I heard that, I was shocked actually. Shocked means what? My teacher, I remember, she used to tell me, this is how your heart is. Thumb she used to put and then close the fist like this. And now here Yama is saying Angushta Matra Purushaha. So some uncanny connection and all is there. Amazing. Anyway, I'm sure teachers of young children will say that. Where is your heart? Yeah, it is here. How do you know it is there? Did you see it? No, teacher, we can't see all these things. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about the heart. Like that, teachers would have said, Sukanya ji is nodding her head. All right. So, pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Okay, iva upalabhyate. Pratiṣṭhitaḥ. That Brahman is situated, pratiṣṭhitaḥ, in that empty space. Okay. And then the question will come, wait, you just told me Ishvaraha Brahman, Jagat Brahman, Brahman is all pervasive, and now you are saying Brahman is located in the heart. How can Brahman have a location? How can it have a location? Can space have a location? Space. When I say space, be careful. I'm talking not about air, wind, and all these things. Air is different, nitrogen, everything is different. That is called Vayu. That's called Vayu. But I'm talking about one aspect before Vayu, which is space. Avakasha Pradatru Akasha. Definition. Our Shastram gives a definition for Akasha. Avakasha Pradata. That which accommodates. Avakasha here means accommodation. That which accommodates is called space. In other words, that in which everything stays. That which gives room, accepts, holds everybody is called space. That is space. So if you ask, is space there in pot or pot is in space? So we have to be clear about these things. No, there is space in pot. There is space in pot. What about pot? Pot is not in space. Hey, we should accept pot is in space. Otherwise, I will say you are spaced out. You know what spaced out is? Go Google and see what spaced out is. So we should not be spaced out. That is why Shankara here is saying, if Brahman being present in the heart means it is, don't take it literally, he is using the word iva. Iva means as though, like, as if Brahman is located in the heart. It is like saying space has come and occupied the pot. It liked the pot very much and so space occupied it. It is like saying it. But to children you can say all that. So like that, if Upanishad is also treating us like children. Why it is treating us like children? Because you have to tell me some pramanam. I'm simply not saying, I don't have any choice. I can't simply keep on talking. I have to go with the Shastram only.
Balaha.
So, correct. Bala, very good. That's good. Balaha. Aneka, avidya. See, our Yama, what did he say? Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran, Nibodata. Okay, all that we saw, no? Get up, stop not until the goal is reached. Like that they say. Hey, Shankara doesn't say stop not and all that. He says Uttishtata. Uttishtata means
wake up.
Atma abhimukha bhavata. He says turn yourself inward. Stop going after things. That is called Uttishtata. Jagrata. Hey, Jagrata means this one. He says that Bhaashyam. Aghora, anadi aghora rupayaha avidyayaha kshayam kuruta. I think that's what he says. Hey, this endless ignorance is there behind you, and you first look into that and you have to stop it. This is the only time when you can stop it. The human life. Like that he says there. And he doesn't use the word bala there, but because of this kind of advice, and then elsewhere balaha comes. And then I was thinking of something else. Shastram is matru sahasra hitaishini. Matru sahasra hitaishini. One who is like 1,000 mothers who can only mean well for us. That is why we are all children. So, like that, pratiṣṭhitaḥ iva. Brahman is located in the heart, my dear children. Like that, Upanishad is saying. That's why he says, iva upalabhyate. Upalabh. As though manifest, as though present, as though experienceable. You can't experience Brahman. Why? Why can't you experience Brahman? Hey, you can't experience Brahman because you are Brahman.
Subject.
You are Brahman. To experience, suppose I say, Guruji, last night I experienced Brahman. Then we have to have a long discussion because it is actually not a long discussion. It is a short discussion. If you experience Brahman has to be something, some object. That means you became Abrahman. Abrahman only can experience Brahman. But for that you have to prove that you are Abrahman, which is going to be very difficult to prove. And therefore, iva upalabhyate. So that is why we call the heart that mind is the human mind is the only known entity that can appreciate Brahma, which is the subject, which is everywhere, but it is a subject. That is the brilliance of this Shastram also. And so, therefore, that mind is called Upalabdhisthanam. Periodically, you will hear this in the Bhashyam. Upalabdhisthanam. The place of manifestation of Brahman. Hey, Brahman is manifest everywhere. Please don't say that. Yeah, correct. But mind is the only place where you can understand that statement. And that is why that Upalabdhyate Shankara is using. And and that space, whenever this space in the heart and all comes, there is one. The space is called by a word dhārā in Chandogya Upanishad. Dhārā. So in Chandogya, there is a famous dhārā vidya is there. And in the 8th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, dhārā vidya is there. So there, in that 8th chapter, there are some 12 sections. 12 sections are there. First 6 sections, there is dhyanam, upasanam of Brahman located in the space in the heart. Dhārā upasanam. Space upasanam, akasha upasanam, vyoma upasanam. There it is called dhārā. The word used for space in Chandogya Upanishad is called dhārā. In the 8th chapter, it's called dhārā. Dhārā. All right. And then 7th chapter to 12th, or 7th section to 12th section of that same 8th chapter, the same dhārā is talked about, Brahman in dhārā, but jnanam is talked about. Jnanam, knowledge. First upasanam, then knowledge. Previously, I believe that Brahman is in my heart. Later on, I understand. I know clearly that Brahman is my heart, in my heart. Brahman is everywhere, including my mind also, which means Jiveshvara Aikyam will be proved in that last 6 sections of the 8th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad. This is just by the way, okay? Dhārā, space. So it's a famous thing in the
story
Shastra.
of Narada Virochana example.
Narada Virochana example and all will come, okay? And yeah. Okay.
Indra Virochana, sorry. Indra
That's what. Indra Virochana, 104 years, 105 years and all will be there. Okay. Talking to Brahmaji and all, right? So, all right. We will now read the next line. Next sentence. Nahi akashavat sarvagatasya gatihi agatihi pratiṣṭhā va anyatha sambhavati. Yeah. So he's concluding, Shankaracharya is concluding that train of thought about how the Upanishad, or why the Upanishad is saying Brahman is located in the space of the heart. Why it is going to this kind of a trouble when you have already said everything is Brahman. You don't have to say that like that. We know the reason to say it is, don't ignore Brahma, don't look for Brahma out there, don't look for it. If at all you want to look, you can look for Brahma in you itself. That is the best way to start. And so here, akashavat, like akasha, like space, akashavat, sarvagatasya. This akasha is sarvagataha. All pervasive. Akasha is there's no place where the space is not there. You can't do it. You can't point to something and say, no, there is no space. The fact that you said there, that itself means space is there. You're pointing to there means space only. Here means space. Not here means space. Everything is space only. Therefore, just like you can never confine space and say this is the only place where space is there. You can't say like that. Nahi akashavat. Just like akasha. Think of akasha if you want to think of Brahman. Okay. Akasha is objectifiable. Okay. Then sarvagatasya gatihi agatihi pratiṣṭhā va na sambhavati. Hey, for space, you can't say space is located, space is moving. Gati means moving, Agati means stopped. Oh, space stopped moving. Space is moving. All this you can't talk about for space. You can talk about the things in space, what is moving, what is not moving, and all. Okay, earth is moving, earth is not moving, sun is moving, all that you can talk, think, analyze, everything you can do. Galaxy, Milky Way, is it moving or not? I don't know. You ask the scientists, they can analyze and tell us. Okay, so that is what is possible, but you can't talk about space moving like that, he says. And so uh, anyatha na sambhavati. Anyatha, that na you have to bring to the next last. Anyatha na sambhavati. Nahi sambhavati. So he's saying that is why eva, because Brahman can't move, it has no chance. It is stuck, totally stuck. If it is all pervasive, it has to be stuck. Achalaha we saw before. Achaloyam sanatanaha and all in Bhagavad Gita we saw. Achalaha. That is what we should bring here. Achalaha means it can't move. If it is finite, it can move. If it is not finite, if it is infinite, then how it can move? So he's saying some anyatha sambhavati means it is made seemingly possible by using these metaphorical words. Seemingly Brahman is here. Brahman is everywhere, but Brahman is here also. Shastram is using that language. It appears also as though Brahman can be located, but really Brahman is not located. It is there. It is there everywhere. So the way to translate this sentence would be something like this. It can be a little confusing. Because, see, Brahman is perceived as though it is perceivable in the mind. Only the human mind can perceive all these things that we are talking about. And why it is Shastram is saying that the Brahman is located in the heart? Because for any going and coming or staying, pratiṣṭhitaḥ, staying in any other sense is impossible. In any other sense is impossible for this all-pervasive Brahman like space. So it's a metaphor to say that Brahman is present everywhere and it is present in the heart also. Like that we should understand. Not complicated, but I may have, by speaking too much, sometimes we complicate it also. That also happens sometimes. Okay, Eva is the word you hang on to, as though Brahman is located in the heart. Okay, that's all.
Guruji, here
Huh?
can we say Anoraniyam and Mahado Mahat?
Don't do.
Okay.
That is different. Brahman is
Okay.
everywhere. Brahman is everywhere. Why are you saying Brahman is in the heart? If suppose somebody asks, that is the answer to this question. Eva is the answer to that question.
Okay.
Good. All right. Now he's going to explain the next one. This manomayaḥ, prāṇaśarīranetā, all that is coming in the third line of this Gita Press, 6-line shloka, third and fourth. That he's going to explain. Okay. He's now start defining that once Brahman is in the heart, then what happens? Like that he's going to say. Sahi Atma.
Sahi Atma.
Tatrasthaha.
Tatrasthaha.
Manovrittibihi eva.
Manovrittihi. How do you say it?
Manovrittibihi eva. Eva.
Manovrittibihi eva.
Vibhavyate iti.
Vibhavyate iti.
Mana upaditvat.
Mana, it is here, manomayaḥ, it says. Oh, manomayaḥ, mana upadhivate. Upadhivat.
Mana upadhitvat.
Mana upadhitvat. Yes.
Yeah, we'll pause there.
Right.
So I chanted properly, no? I mean, there are some printing issues also. That's why.
Yeah.
Here it
There
says
is a, yeah. So before mana upadhitvat, there is
mano.
manomaya.
Maya is there. One second. Yeah. Iti
the
manomaya.
moolam is
Okay.
This
Right.
is from the Moola.
Okay. Did I forget to chant manomaya?
mm.
Okay. Then let's do it again. Saha hi atma
sahi atma
tatrastha
tatrastha
mano vrittibhihi
manovrittibhihi
eva
eva
vibhavyate iti
vibhavyate iti
manomayaḥ
manomayaḥ
mana upadhitvat.
mana upadhitvat.
Yeah, we'll put a semicolon there. Yeah, PDF has a full stop, I think, but that's fine. All right. Saha hi atma. Saha hi atma. Shankara says saha. He supplies the word saha. Saha. Saha means who? Kaha. Saha means that sarvajñaḥ, that sarvavidyasyaiṣa, that we've been talking about all along in the Moolam, that Upanishad has been talking about. Saha hi atma. So Ishvaraha hi atma. Brahma hi atma. Okay, that is how we connect it. Saha hi atma. And who is that atma? Tatrastha. 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 This very beautiful words in Sanskrit. Situated there. Situated there. Well, there we know what it is. Hṛdaya pundarikastha. That is what it is. Okay. That Atma. So that same Brahma is now Atma, which is located in that space of the heart. So hṛdaya pundarikastha you can say within bracket. Hṛdaya pundarike and all we saw before. So tatrastha. Now it is manifest, and it's not an ordinary manifestation, because now this body is ticking. The body is just throbbing with activity, and so much is there going on. So now he's saying manovrittibhihi eva vibhavyate iti, because mind, so manovrittibhi. What is mind? Manovritti. It's all mind is all thought. Constant. Daydreaming, thought. Nighttime dreaming, thought. Aspiration, thought. Disappointment, thought. Anxiety, thought. Excitement, thought. Elation, thought. Planning, thought only. You don't have to scratch your head. Planning also is thought only. Failure, thought. Success, thought. So, manovrittibhihi eva. That is the way. How do you know I have a mind? Because if I have thoughts, then I know I have a mind. So, vibhavyate means this human being can appreciate these things, all disappointment, aspiration, all that. Not aspiration, inspiration, everything, all that is being experienced. I can talk about it. How? Because it is manifest in my mind. That Brahman is manifest in my mind, through all the forms, vrittis, all kinds of thoughts. That is the meaning of vibhavyate. And then you should bring the mana upadhitvat, and it is called manomayaḥ because that manas is the upadhi for Brahma. Manas is the upadhi for Brahma. Upadhi is an important word in Vedanta, in Advaita Vedanta, you know that. And so, why clay is called pot? Well, clay is called pot because it has taken on the form of upadhi called potness. Potness it has taken on. Therefore, we are now going to call it pot. So, clay. If I say, you'll get confused, So, at least if I say clay pot, then we will understand it better. That upadhi. We give value to the upadhi. We acknowledge the upadhi. So here also acknowledging the upadhi of Brahman here, which is all thought forms, it is now called manomayaḥ. Thought, prachurye. It is just filled with thoughts. It is sometimes so filled with thoughts that it cannot rest also. And people need medicines to rest the mind. Okay. So, that is why it is manomayaḥ. Shankaracharya is saying mana upaditvat manomayaḥ. All right, let's read the next one. So Brahman, sarvajñaḥ, sarvavid has now slowly become manomayaḥ. Slowly or fast you can decide, but it has become manomayaḥ. Then prāṇaśarīranetā.
prāṇaśarīranetā.
Prāṇah cha shariram cha.
Prāṇah shariram cha.
Prāṇah cha.
Prāṇah cha.
Shariram cha.
Shariram cha.
Prāṇaśarīram.
Prāṇaśarīram.
Tasya ayam neta.
Tasya ayam neta.
Sthulat.
Tūlāt.
Sharirat.
Sharīrāt.
Sharirantaram prati.
Sharīrantaram prati.
Yeah. Now, Moolam, Upanishad is saying prāṇaśarīranetā. And so Shankara's job it is to tell us what it means. And so let's look at the meaning of that. It's not difficult. So first he's splitting the words. Grammatically he's helping us understand. Prāṇah cha shariram cha. Prana and shariram together is called prāṇaśarīram. That word prāṇaśarīram means prana and shariram. That is the vyutpatti. We call it in Sanskrit, vyutpatti. Big words have to be split up, before you understand. So that is how it is. Prāṇascha sharirancha tat prāṇaśarīram. Means there are two entities now, pranam and shariram. Okay, and so two entities, all right, and now it appears like two entities, pranam cha shariram, two entities, but it need not be two entities. It can be two also, but if it is written as a singular, it is not a. It can be a single entity also. That which is pranam and that which is shariram is called prāṇaśarīram. Can you tell me what is that which is pranam and that which is shariram? Well, that is sukshma shariram. Sukshma shariram, subtle body. There are only three sharirams, right? Sthula shariram, sukshma shariram, karana shariram. So now suddenly prana shariram. Now you have to do which is this? Which of these three it is? Well, prana being the most important entity of this sukshma shariram, important in the sense of sustenance of life. Mind is important, okay? In some other context, mind is important. For moksha perspective, viveka, vairagya and all, mind is critical. But even for the mind to function, you need this pranavayu. Mukhya prana is needed. And that is why sometimes this sukshma shariram is called prana shariram. That is what he's saying. And he didn't say all that actually. Pranam cha shariram cha prana shariram tasya ayam neta. That's all. He doesn't talk anymore about this prana shariram. We understand it as sukshma shariram. Prana shariram is equal to sukshma shariram. Sukshma sharira neta. Neta we know. Neta. Because we have a lot of netas here. And so we have got used to netas. We got used to netas. Neta is literally in Sanskrit. Look at the word neta. Ni dhatu it is. Ni dhatu nayati, carries, leads. So Neta is the one who leads, is equal to leader. The leader is called Neta. And in India, it is always a tug of war. Do you pull the Neta or Neta pulls you? Because he's going in the wrong direction. We have to do something, So we are also Netas only in a different way. And so, Tasya ayam Neta. Kasya prāṇaśarīrasya ayam Neta. Prāṇaśarīrasya Neta. This fellow, who is this guy? This Brahman is the puller, is the leader, is the director of the prāṇaśarīram, of the sukshma shariram. Is the leader, Neta. And why do you say the leader and all? Well, he's explaining that. Sthulat sharirat sharirantaram prati. Because at the time of death, then what happens? Pranam pochu, we say. Pranam pochu means that prana is gone. That sukshma shariram is gone. Prana. There also see prana, mukhya is coming. Therefore, prana is gone means, that is not simple, arbitrary statement. Our people have said pranam pochu is a reason for it. Reason is pranam is mukhyam among all the sukshma shariram. And the sukshma shariram leaves, that also we know. That also we know. How do we know? Okay. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritiṣṭhani karshati. This is 15th chapter. 15th chapter, okay? Prakritiṣṭhani karshati. So I am present everywhere, and also Krishna is saying there, Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramati ishvaraha. The karshati is there in the previous shloka. Karshati means what? Drags, pulls. Who pulls? Ishvara pulls this sukshma shariram from this body. Look at that. Sharirat, sthulat sharirat. From the sthula shariram, from this deha. From the sthula shariram, Bhagavan pulls out this sukshma shariram. Sharirat. Sthulat sharirat. Sharirantaram. And sharirantaram means another shariram. Pulls. Ishvara is the one who pulls this sukshma shariram or prana shariram from one body to another body. Sharirantaram prati, towards another body. Okay. And that is why he is a Neta. That is why he is a Neta. Not because he created the world and this and that. That doesn't matter. Here Neta means carrier. Carrier. Oh, maybe courier came from carrier. I don't know. But yeah, he's the courier man. He's the guy. He's the courier, literally. What does a courier do? His job is only to take a packet from here and there. That's it. He can't open the packet and all. It's not meant for him. It is meant for somebody else. He's just a carrier. Carrier. That's all. And so that carrier is called Neta. All right. So that's the idea. That's how Shankara is explaining why that sarvajñaḥ is now called prāṇaśarīranetā. Okay. And of course, Vivekachudamani explains all that upadhi and all is there. The upadhi and all, if you Brahman plus upadhi, Maya upadhi is Ishvaraha, then that same Brahman plus avidya upadhi or Panchakosha upadhi or Sthula Sharira upadhi is equal to Jivaha. All that we saw in Vivekachudamani. Atmabodha. I think these three are somehow going in parallel, I feel. There is some the topics are all moving together. That's very uncanny. All right, let's read the next one. Pratiṣṭhitaḥ.
pratiṣṭhitaḥ.
Avasthitaḥ.
Avasthitaḥ.
Anne.
Anne.
Bhujyamanāt.
Bhujyamanāt.
Why this? Got it. Tappu, adhaan paathen. I said it wrong. Can't be bhujyamanat. Could be, but it's not. Bhujyamana.
Bhujyamana.
Anna.
Anna.
Vipariname.
Vipariname.
Pratidinam.
Pratidinam.
Upachiyamane.
Upachiyamane.
Apachiyamane cha.
Apachiyamane cha.
Pindarupanne.
Pindarupane.
Okay, we'll pause with that. Sometimes when we read big sentences like that, and when we are studying, we are constantly reading this all the time. And so when we see words that we recognize, we feel excited. Means some words are all new. Some words are very new. Some words are somewhat new, somewhat obvious, somewhat known. But some things are clearly known. And we hang on to those clearly known words because that becomes the anchor. And then everything else slowly, karshati, neta. This known word will become the neta for everything else. Correct? That is how we survive in this Sanskrit world. Any language also is like that. And I remember father used to say, read the newspaper. I said, read the newspaper. What has the newspaper got to do with my school? No, read it. And so you read it and all kinds of words will be there and you don't understand anything. And so that's how life starts, So, pratiṣṭhitaḥ, avasthitaḥ, anne. So that word pratiṣṭhitaḥ is now being explained. Pratiṣṭhitaḥ, he says, avasthitaḥ, same thing. Situated, located. And what is located? Well, that saha hi atma, go back to the main sentence, saha hi atma tatrastaha and then pratiṣṭhitaḥ. Okay, that Brahman is now located in the mind, and that mind is located where? That is what he's saying here, anne. That is what the Upanishad says, anne, and leaves it like that. And Shankaracharya is explaining what is this annam. He didn't have to do that. He could have simply said dehe and then left it like that. But now the expanded meaning is like this. Bhujyamana anna vipariname. Viparinama means transformation. We saw that, no? Asti, jayate, vardate, viparinamate, and then apakshiyate, vinashati, we saw. That same viparinama. Transformation. What is transforming to what? Bhujyamana anna. The food that is eaten is transforming inside to become whatever you and I see in front of the mirror. And so that is what he's saying here. Bhujyamana anna vipariname. That anna is nothing but deha, the body, which is the modification of the food that is eaten by us. So that anne, Abba, Shankaracharya is going on and on. Pratidinam upachiyamane. Pratidinam, which upachiyam means, upachaya means expansion. Which is expanding. Upachiyamana means expanding. Constantly expanding. Which is constantly pratidinam. Pratidinam, expanding. It is like telling children, no, the story. Sometimes it looks like that. But the Bhaashyam is like that. So that to provide clarity, that it teaches us, it tells what Shankara's Bhaashyam is teaching me and us is how to explain something when something is not clear to somebody. Correct? Annam is clear to us, Deha and all clear to us. But by looking at this, I can now learn how to explain. Oh, this child doesn't know something. It is so simple. For you, it is so simple. But for the child, it is not at all simple. How are you going to explain it? Good teachers have this thing in mind. And in school, I mean good teachers. And so here also, that is how I see these things. So pratidinam upachiyamane, expanding every day, that annam which expands every day, not constantly, because vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, that apakshiya is apachiyamane. Apakshayamane. What is apakshaya? Shrinking. Cha. So that which expands and shrinks in time. Pratidinam though, there is no exception at all. Every day. Every day it's like this. Even if the outside it is minus 50 degrees Celsius, still it is either expanding or contracting. Or outside it is 50 degrees, like that they say. It seems Europe is sizzling hot and all, they say. Europe. And it seems that houses are all built, they're all insulating houses. Mostly it is cold. So it is meant to trap the heat. And now because of that, I don't know if it is true or not. 1,300 people died and all I saw yesterday. Is it true or not? I'm not. It's hard for me to believe that.
True, Paris.
True in
True,
Europe.
Paris. Oh boy. It's hard to believe this. In Europe, something like this can happen. It is happening because of these problems. And it seems the roads are melting in Europe. Anyway, so upachiyamane, apachiyamane, pinda rupe anne. Pinda rupa anne. Okay, pinda rupa. Pinda. This Shastram likes to use these words, pinda and brahmanda. So brahmanda is the whole universe. And pinda is the part of the universe. Jiva is called a pinda, small portion of the brahmanda. So Khelati pindande, Bhagavan khelati pindande, Khelati brahmande, Bhagavan khelati brahmande. Like that, there is a song by Sadashiva Brahmendra. Okay, some of you may know it. So he says Khelati, Ishvaraha Khelati. He's just playing a game, like that he says. So that Pinda Rupa Anne. That word anne in the moolam means all these things, which means dehe. Finally, it means what? In this body. Pratiṣṭhitaḥ, located in this body. What is located in this body? He's going to say next, I think. Let's look at the next one. We know what it is, but now we will see the Bhashyam. And I forgot to mention this. Annamaya. Annamaya kaha? Where will you go to look for the definition of Annamaya? Tattvabodha. You'll have to go to Tattvabodha. Obviously. Annamaya kaha, student is asking. And teacher is saying, Anna rase naiva bhutva, Anna rase naiva stitva, Anna rase naiva yad viliyate tad annamayaḥ. Like that he says. That Anna rasa he keeps bringing there all the time. And so, Anna rasena iva vriddhim prapya. So, Anna rasena means that rasa that is there in the food. The food doesn't give me the nutrition in the food. Very interesting the way they say things. Anna rase. So, there we saw that Annamayaḥ, which is what Shankara is telling this in a different way. All right. hṛdayaṃ. Buddhim. Pundarika chidre. Sannidhāya. Samavasthāpya. What time is it? 7:20. Okay. hṛdaya. Avasthanameva. Hi. Atmanaha sthitihi. Nahi. Atmanaha sthitihi. Anne. Okay. Okay. So, Anne, Pindarupa Anne. Anne, what is there in this deha? hṛdayam, buddhim, pundarika chidre. Hṛdaya. Normally we will think hṛdaya as the physical heart. Shankara is changing the word, meaning completely. Hṛdayam is what? Buddhim. Buddhim. He says, take hṛdaya as buddhi. Upanishad means buddhi. Okay, that is what he's saying. See, that is what you need. The Rishi means that. Hṛdaya means buddhi. But you have to supply the heart, because where is the buddhi? Pundarika chidre, which we saw earlier as the heart, lotus heart, and all we saw before. Okay, that buddhi which is located in the lotus heart, sannidhāya, samavasthapya, having become situated there, is what the Upanishad is saying. Samavasthapya. हृदय अवस्थानमेव हि आत्मनः स्थितिः. This atma being located, this Brahma being located, when somebody says like that, it is referring to this hṛdaya avasthanam eva hi. It is referring to that hṛdaya, that physical heart, that the mind that is there in the heart. And the mind, why mind is important? Well, mind is important, we saw that. And the manifestation of Brahman in the mind is the focus, and therefore that is the only sthitihi. That is what is the meaning of being situated, status of this thing, this Brahman. Nahi atmanaha sthitihi anne. Hey, don't take it literally that in the annam there is Atma, and that annam has come into the body, and that Atma therefore traveled from the annam into the body. Don't take it like that. Like that he's saying here. So this location and all, don't take it. Kunde badarani iva. This is Sanskrit. In Shastram they say. Kunde badarani. In a kunda, in a pot, in a kunda. Okay. And badarani. Badarani means that bear. What do you call bear? Cherries, huh? Bear. Badarani. Kunde badarani. In English, what do you call it?
एलंदपഴം एलंदपഴം
What English में क्या बोलते हैं? अलंदपഴം.
जुजुबी फ्रूट अन्नमो
Jujubi fruit. Okay. That is the meaning of
बदरीवन नायिका
Kunde Badarani Iva. Means it's not like all this this badara, the badara, the jujubi is there in the kunda. It is not that kind of location. There is no adhara adheya bhava. That we have to put within brackets. Okay. And then okay. Do we have time? Yeah, we might have some time. Okay, so we will tada atma tattvam vijñānena vishishtena shastra acharya. Okay, we will cover it in the next class. I have 5 minutes, I know, but so we'll see, quickly see it. Tada atma tattvam vijñānena vishishtena paripaśyanti dhīrāha. Now you are getting all these words. Paripaśyanti dhīrāha. So the Brahman has been explained and Atma has been brought in. And so dhīrāha paripaśyanti we have to look at. And who are those dhīrāhas? He's going to talk about ānandarūpamamṛtaṃ yadvibhāti. So the notes I've written, I don't have it in front of me. So somehow it's missing. And so it will take me some time to get it. And so beautiful things are there to talk about here. So we'll pause here for today. Om Apadamapahārtāram Dātāram Sarvasampadām Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithivī Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobharahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।